In this video, we will be discussing the registration, login, and permissions processes. Let's get started. The first thing to know about the Editorial Manager or EM system is that all users must be registered with the system, i.e. have a username and password on file in order to get in and do their work. Registration is a simple process. All that's required is a first and last name and an email address. There is another field on the registration page called ORCID. This acronym stands for the Open Researcher and Contributor ID. ORCID is a 16-digit persistent identifier used to disambiguate works done by an individual. It's essentially a single sign-on value. APA strongly supports this initiative, which is still in its infancy as of December 2013. We expect it will grow rapidly, but for now, at registration, this is an optional field, as not a lot of researchers have an ID yet. The next version of EM will let users log in with their ORCID so they don't have to remember so many account logins. To learn more about ORCID, go to the link available via the Team Space Center welcome page in the Announcements, Notices, and Alerts section. When a user registers, EM will generate an initial username and password that is emailed out. Once logged in for the first time, however, the user can go into EM and change these values using the Update My Information link at the top of the page. One last note about registration. You, as an editor, are already registered with the system. There is no need for you to register yourself. On the day your site goes live, you will be sent your initial username and password via a welcome letter. On to permissions. One important note about EM is that everything is permissions-based. That means that everything a person can see or do in this system is based on a permission that was granted to them. First, every user gets an author permission just by virtue of having been registered. We want anyone to be able to submit a manuscript. Beyond that, permissions to perform other tasks are granted by the editorial office. Let's go to the login screen to show you more of what I mean about permissions. You'll notice there are 4 buttons beneath the login fields. They represent the 4 role families that cover the 4 areas of business a person could have with a journal. These 4 role families, the author family, the reviewer family, the editor family, and the publisher family, have distinct roles to play in the peer review process, and so each has its own menu of options once logged in. The role families of author and reviewer are self-explanatory, but what is not obvious is that under the role family of reviewer, there are individual types of reviewers, like Ed Board members or ad hoc reviewers. They could be given different levels of permission or access based on what type of reviewer they are, for example. Similarly, the editor role family encompasses all editorial office users. This includes the main editor, associate editors, and the manuscript coordinator. So when you log in, if you're here to do any editorial office business, like finding reviewers or drafting a decision letter, you would click the Editor Login button. The Publisher role family is one login option that you as an editor will never use. This login is for Synveo, our printer, and for APA staff to access accepted manuscripts that have been sent to production. It is a very narrow sphere of system access. If you cannot remember your login, click on the Send Username Password and the system will send you your login values, but note that it changes the password. So you will receive a new password whenever you have the system send you your login information. You can always change it back, however. The person to contact if you are having trouble with login and want to deal with a live person is the office coordinator. This person can always be reached by clicking on the Contact Us link at the top of the screen. So, if I log in as an editor user, as you should do, I am taken to my main menu, the details of which will be covered in the main menu video. Thanks for watching. Please contact me with any questions about permissions and login at the email address being displayed.